It's time for the Giz Wiz with man's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1872, recorded Thursday, February 24th, 2022. 17 years, the same Dunb show. On this episode of the Giz Wiz, this is the first episode of year 17. We have an LED umbrella, probably the world's largest ring, and I have another cheap version of an expensive gadget, all next on the Giz Wiz!
It's the same dumb show with Dickie D and OMG chat on your PC. It's time for the Giz Wiz because gadgets are his business. They've got a gizmo sickness, geek disease, under pathology, rows and rows of USBs, glowing LEDs. Get ready for the Giz Wiz now.
And here he is. He doesn't look a day over 17. Dick DeBartolo. How you doing, Dickie D?
I'm doing good, sir. Can you imagine something running into year 17? I keep looking on. No one's made a chart of like the first podcast and like how many there were. I think now there are probably 1,700 podcasts new a day.
Oh gosh, podcasting is, yes. I can't believe the second wind podcasting has gotten ever since Serial. Here, I'm gonna open my bottle of Corbel. What year is this?
Whoa.
1882. No, that's not right.
Oh, that's good.
We're almost on that episode number. No, that's when they were started.
Yeah, it would have been good if we could have gotten champagne from
the year. Yeah, from 1872. That's 10 years before Corbel even existed. Holy moly.
Oh.
So yes, here's to year 17. The first Giz Wiz was February 20th.
2006.
2006.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Well, you know what? Do you know your first Giz Wiz? Because you were doing it at Twit.
I don't know. I remember I was so nervous.
We'll have to
because so I think, if I remember correctly, I filled in for either a week or for a month. I can't remember.
Yes.
I filled in because Leo was on vacation or something like that.
Right.
And then they changed the schedule around, and I was still doing it at Twit. And then I got let go from Twit, and I did it on contract for a while. And then it was time to move out, and that's when it went completely independent, and that's when I moved to LA.
Yeah, and this is our 348th independent show.
That is crazy. 300.
So that's like 7 years.
Yeah.
50 into that. Quick, someone do 50 into...
What was that number? 300 and what?
348.
48.
So
divided by 52.
Yeah.
6.69 years.
There you go. That's a lot of shows.
Wow.
That's a lot of shows.
That is a lot of shows.
And the first show was audio only. And I believe it was 7 minutes long.
How'd you even have a host chat? We can't even say hello to each other in 7 minutes.
No, that's right, in under 7 minutes. And it was the Plan On DocuPen. Did you know what that was?
Oh my gosh, was this? I don't know exactly, but based off of the name.
DocuPen, it was a scanner that looked pretty much like a windshield wiper. And the object was you could take it to a library or anything and scan a full page in black and white. And it was 7 minutes and 54 seconds.
Golly.
It's time for the Daily Giz Wiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode...
I don't have that voice. I cannot. It's time for Mad's maddest writer. Wow.
He does have a great voice for that.
Yeah, he really does. What'd you think of the docu-pin?
You know what? I back when I was writing the Match Game, one of the producers at Goods and Topper Productions went over to a local station here in the city.
Nothing's changed. It's all the same.
Nothing. No, you're right. Nothing's changed. It was fascinating that you could do it. The quality was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Because, you had to track it really slowly and carefully. Otherwise, you'd get wavy lines. But the company stayed around a long time. Just for laughs, I typed in planon.com, and now they've become just a corporation that does, I don't know what they do, but they don't make stuff. It's more business to business.
So this is it, the docu-pin.
There you are. Sims to Rachel has been listening since day one.
Wow.
Well, I hope at some point you started watching. We started doing video.
I try to explain. I go, I have a Gadget podcast, and then I have to explain there was such a thing as a video podcast at one point. Yes. Most people would just assume we just do a YouTube like video show. They have there's videos. It seems to Rachel.
Yes. Well, less and less you have to explain. Less and less when you say I'm a podcaster. They go, oh, as opposed to a what? A what caster? What is
what
that?
Do you do with pods?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's that since probably more than half the population is podcasting.
Right.
More people know about it.
Right. Or, I do podcasts. Oh, yeah, I don't have an iPod.
Yeah, yes.
I don't have an iPod,
true.
so I can't listen to podcasts. I got that a lot back when I worked at Twitch.
That's true, too.
Now people know. It's just a platform, folks.
And it's everywhere now.
Everywhere. I mean, I didn't realize. I just found this out like a month ago. Audible does podcasts. I didn't know Audible did podcasts. And because if you're a member, they will give you ad-free versions of the podcasts.
Wow.
So if I guess they edit a new version and post it on Audible, so they get a cut of your membership fee. I didn't know that.
Oh, my goodness.
I had no idea.
Chad, here you go. Nick with a C. This is
Nick with a
Chad
C.
started in episode.
Oh my gosh.
You see his link from Nick with a C?
14. What is this? 1450. Wow. Now right here.
Oh my gosh!
The red hair. Holy moly.
That is so
Club in the
funny.
background.
I like
The
it. And
street,
you know what?
the dance.
I'm going to mute myself. I can't listen to my young me. That's not that's not good.
Oh my goodness.
I got a bald spot. I'm balding. Golly.
Oh my gosh.
That is so funny.
And as I've often said,
2014. That's
did
great.
you the biggest difference in the world is network broadcasting and podcasting.
Yeah.
Network, they have meetings 9 years before something goes on. And I'll never forget is I won what's called an Inkpot Award in 2011. And it was a great year to win it because Steven Spielberg won one also. And so
cool.
the Comic-Con flew me out to San Diego, and I called Leo and I said, Leo, I'm going to be in San Diego. Is the Brick House open? And he said, it's not. But you know what? We're so close. Fly up from San Diego since you're so close. And you'll be the first thing we record here. So I remember I went up there and Jason Hal was producing it. And I remember Lisa came out an hour before we're taping and said, so what is the set for the Giz Wiz? And Jason said,
Oh.
well, we're deciding on that now. And Lisa looked at her watch and said, oh, okay, because you have an hour.
Yes.
As opposed to, what are you crazy? You only have an hour.
Absolutely.
And they walked around and said, well, can we use that corner? Leo said, oh, that corner's fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's yeah. The amount of stuff we threw together. I mean, it was rough and tumble. I mean, I remember it being described as guerrilla reporting.
Yes.
It's like when we did the live streams from CES and NAB and stuff. It was like, this is kind of guerrilla reporting. You just don't know what you're gonna get. You just go in there and you shoot it and you just go. And you're in the trenches and you have no idea what's happening. And then you're done.
And one of my favorite things was 2 weeks later, they had the official opening. And I said to Leo and Lisa, I said, I can't fly out again. That's a long trip. So maybe it was Alex and Jamma B. They said, okay. I said, can I come virtually? And they said, yes. So they set up a monitor and they put a tray in front of me on the table.
Yes.
And ahead of time, I had them show me what the glasses looked like. And I got one just like it. And then I had someone come over and hold a glass up to the TV. Yeah. And then I would take the glass. And as I drank from it, they would run out and pour a little bit out of the glass. And one day, and people didn't realize it. And someone walked by and said, "Is he live?" And I said, "Well, you don't have to ask someone else. I'm here." So I was thinking that was the best way to go to a party, to be there for 3 hours, and when the party's over, you're home.
You just shut it down. You just turn back around.
Yeah. You don't have to spend 5 hours flying. And anyway.
That is great. That is so funny.
Okay. Should we move up to the current time?
Good memories. Yeah, man. It's been
great
17 years.
That was great. And I'm so thrilled that you're carrying the baton here.
Happy to. Very happy to.
Great. It's just great.
So what's fresh and new now? What's going on?
Okay, well, we're going to start with a what the heck is it? And there you go.
Perfect. Let's jump in.
It's time to play What the Heck Is It? Dennis, what the heck is it?
A
staple gun.
A staple gun.
Chad, it's from
you
Fred. Does that help you?
Wrong.
Yes, it does.
The company
but
Fred mean anything to you?
Not really. It still looks like a stapler.
Fred.
Flintstone.
No, not Fred. Chad will
Fred,
know.
the funny gadget
makes
makers.
Weird gadgets.
They do.
So
weird
the
things.
office stapler is actually, let me get the box out here, is actually the office party stapler.
What?
Because it's not a stapler.
It's a flask.
At all. It is a
wine opener.
Screw.
Whoa.
It is a bottle opener.
Oh.
It is a foil cutter.
Wow.
Or
and it is
cutter.
also, on the box there's something, I have no idea what it is. It is also a lever. Which is a lever.
A lever.
I have no idea what a lever is.
And here's the reason why this is kind of clever, okay? Is when Dennis and I got married, we went up to Mad, and John Ficarra, the editor, was with us when we got married. And the plan was that we were going to run back to Mad and just run upstairs and announce to the staff that we had gotten married. And on the way into the building, I said, I'll pick up some Danish. And John said, nah, just come up. So I went up, and it was a surprise party, okay?
Aw.
And there was a lot of liquor and champagne. And I said to John, I thought liquor was forbidden in the office. And he said, it is, but don't tell anyone. So this is why, if you're going to have an office party and liquor, this is a perfect way not to have a corkscrew lying around. You can just have this stapler, and it says something on it. Oh, it's very funny. It says swing time. The stapler is
Swing line, is it?
swing line. How clever this is.
They are
okay?
so clever.
So that's
there.
from Fred.
Very clever.
And I saw this. This is also from Fred. I have Shine and Dine. I have no idea what this possibly could be, but I thought, you know what? They were on sale. Let me get a Shine and Dine. Shine and Dine. I assume it's like a flashlight. So when you're in a dark restaurant.
I'm not sure why they made it. Oh, I did find out why they made it a ring.
Oh, look
You'll see.
at this.
Wow. You got to be a
So,
giant.
It's a flashlight. The dining part, I guess, is for looking at the menu. But also, it's a kind of clever because it's also a way to hang. You know, when you go to the restaurant, a fine restaurant, and you have your
And you have your
handbag,
your
from last
poppet
week.
bag
is to
with the
able
eyeballs.
to hang the handbag at the edge of a table.
You
Okay?
really did have all the props.
So you
for
use
that.
the flashlight to look at the menu, then you open it up and let it hang down. And I read a couple of reviews, and they said a lot of people thought it was a cute idea, but they don't like that this opens too easy because you can lose it. All right. I think they show it that
Because
you
the
should
object
hang it
is
on
you're
your
supposed to
bag.
hang it on your backpack or something.
Yeah, you hang it off the strap.
The thing is, if you go to a really fancy restaurant,
No. Also on the subway, someone's going to say, wow, that's a 1,000,000-carat ring.
at McDonald's, I mean, it's going to steal your bag.
Anyway, I can see where this doesn't lock really at all. So this, not so much. This, I like it a lot.
That's funny.
That's it. 2 things from Fred.
Fred. Yeah, they are funny creators.
They're very
Golly.
creative. They really are. They really are. So they're both. I got them both at Deal Genius and very cheap because
Way
it's $16 on Amazon.
Yeah, and on top of that, you know, Scooter X is the king of finding Alibaba versions. The AliExpress version is $12 plus, 75 cents shipping.
Oh well, wait. There's a flat fee on Deal Genius of $5 unless you
$5
spend,
straight.
I think $25.
So that's
I'm not sure.
$13 with the $5 shipping. You're there at and I'm sure they ship it faster than AliExpress.
They do. They've been very good. It usually takes about 5 days.
That is so funny.
Yeah. And that's so clever because Swingline is like the world's largest
Yeah.
manufacturer of staplers, and it's just so clever.
Yeah, the classic.
And it looks so much like a stapler. I just love that company.
I could see if you had this in an office, a coworker being frustrated. Not that it was a bottle opener, but that they tried to use your corkscrew as
they
a
said,
stapler.
What do you put the staples?
This is just the worst. It's not working at all. Oh yeah, that's my bottle opener. Yeah, I could have opened my champagne with that stapler right there.
You could have.
Gosh darn. Yeah, that flashlight, Magoo says, I could see that being useful. I could definitely see that being useful.
Yeah.
In a ton of situations. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. It's neat.
Deal Genius. Perfect. Okay. Those are 2 very good. What the heck are they?
Yeah. And we have, ladies and gentlemen, it's a Chad
Extra.
Extra. Read all about it.
So, in line with the stapler theme, kind of an office idea. You know what? Maybe this could be I don't know if this could be what the heck is it. I really hope that I haven't done this before on the show. But here is the gadget. This is the whole gadget. I'm not even worried about the label. This is Martin Yale is the words right there. Any idea what this...
A scanner.
It's not a scanner. but it will work at the office. It's a pretty good hint there. And this is something that I've used often, and it will shock. I'm really worried that I cover this on the show because I've had it for a while, and I use it all the time. Dan Wally got it. This is an envelope opener. It's one of the easiest to use envelope openers in the world. It is awesome. So, you got your envelope that just came in the mail. You want to open it up. At the top, there is a little diagram that envelopes go in this way and they go that way. And so we'll just take this envelope, and I tend to do the short edge, but you can do the long edge as well, or you could do, you know, where it actually seals. So you set it in there, you start to move it along, and it'll catch the envelope.
It's battery operated.
It's battery operated, and it'll tear off just the smallest amount of the envelope, and that way you can open it up and you don't have to stick your finger in there and risk a paper cut or anything like that. So once again, completely closed off envelope. I tend to do the short edge, and normally, you know, your mail will fall to one side. So I get the edge that has the most space, zip it right off, and then there you go. Now you can get to your mail.
Boy, you get a lot of empty envelopes in the mail.
I do. Who are these people who are sending me all this empty mail? I thought I wouldn't dox myself by showing off my address.
Okay.
The biggest difficulty with this is just that it will create this byproduct of all these tiny little paper things. And so if in my office, you know, it's like confetti or something, you know, they get everywhere. So you kind of have to find it immediately and discard it. Otherwise, those things will just continue to multiply and multiply and multiply. It's not too expensive. I can't remember where I got this one, but I did find this exact one at Office Depot for $27. Here it is. So you can get this, but I'm sure that there are many alternatives if you're looking for it. But just a battery-operated letter opener. This one requires 2 AA batteries. And there you go. The Martin Yale handheld letter opener. So there you go. I hope that someone finds that useful. Versus like
it's great. It's
a
great.
knife or something like that. Wait, and I did find an Amazon link just now. $26 on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
664 reviews. Looks like people have
wow, looks like it did very well.
Yeah, definitely. So there you go. Oh, the cover's broken.
Nice.
You know what is funny? This is mine. I just assumed I misplaced it after a long time. My opener, where's my product shot? Here it is. I've lost the battery cover. I have no idea where that thing is. It's just empty exposed batteries. So looks like they were complaining about that too, that that compartment is broken. But anyway, so there you go.
Nice.
Okie dokie, tossing it back to you. What do you got for us?
Okay, so let's take a look at the LED. Well, I won't tell you.
Okay. Ooh, LEDs though. I'm intrigued.
Yes.
So I have this brand new umbrella.
Well, open it.
Well, it's new. I don't want to get it wet. Oh, you know, okay, it's the Giz Wiz. I'll get it wet. Okay, oh, but I hate to. Sorry, umbrella. Okay, so let me just put down the deluxe case that came with it.
Deluxe.
And
a step above Ziploc.
we actually had to make it rain so that we could shoot this. So, a light at the bottom, so as you walk, you can see where you're walking. But wait, there's more. Let me find that little button, okay? Da-da. Da-dum, bum, bum.
It's opening?
It's not auto open, but dun, dun, dun.
Oh!
Looky.
May the force be with you.
And I don't know. I
Yes.
guess it's because it's dinner time, but there's like 10 planes going over. You like blue, green, purple, the healing color. Orange. And I guess
Oh.
it's back to and then
It fades
the
between
final
them.
switch is color changing. Okay, that is really neat. And I'm not getting wet under here. And there's a top light up. Oh, this is great. It lights all the way up to the top. I like this a lot. I'm glad it's raining out. I think when I walk in the rain, I'll probably do it like this so people can see it all.
You walk by. Ooh,
Anyway,
ah.
I like this a lot. Oh, can you have both of them? Yes. You can have the walking light, and you can have the changing light, and it keeps you dry because it actually is raining. So we'll go online and see more about it. I'm walking in the rain. Dum, bum, 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 bum.
That is cool.
That I really like that. So I got mine from another. Until Gone, and it was just $13. They're down to only red. And again, they had shipping, but I forgot what it was. But I found what I think is the exact same umbrella on Amazon, but for some reason they're selling them in packs of 3 for
Oh, yeah.
$36, which is $12 each. But the description is pretty much the same. You can do the 7 colors and the flashlight at the bottom. And the reviews were pretty good. The one complaint from the review, I love it. Go back to the top there. I love Amazon. This is Amazon's choice in stick umbrellas by Liberty Import.
Ah, yes. I love that. You know, every time I look for an umbrella, I have to search for the stick umbrella by Liberty Imports. Otherwise, I'm not really searching for umbrellas, am I?
No, that's right.
I need that. That's ridiculous.
And so it's fairly reasonable. There was a few complaints that they say they're shipping you 3 distinct umbrellas, one of them clear, and that it seems that they just mail you 3 umbrellas. Oh, like that person's complaining that I guess they got 3 black umbrellas.
Right.
But anyway, I think it's really neat and actually pretty decent price.
And I could definitely see, I mean, obviously the light up feature is kind of fun, kind of cool, but it could be safety too. You could think of that as a safety feature at night when it's raining, hard to see people walking.
You're absolutely right.
It's a kind of a nice reassurance that
you're absolutely right.
People are gonna see
there was
it.
something. Oh, I love that. I love in the description it says created especially for rainy nights. Well, what if it's raining during the day? Do you have to buy a different umbrella? Maybe
funny.
they have a set for daylight on it, a switch.
Well, Dan Wally got the 3-pack. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
completed a
Dan, you'll
sale.
have to tell us.
Yeah. Does it work
tell
during rainy days? We have to know.
Yes,
Scooter X did find the AliExpress version, $16 to $17, depending on the color that you get.
Well, wait, that's way more.
Yeah. You should do the Until Gone.
$260.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're even,
Or the
if you buy
3-pack.
the 3-pack, they're only $12 each.
Yeah. And there's others, this is obviously more
Yes,
expensive.
there's other ones there.
But you might be able to find a better deal on these. That's great. That's amazing. Okay, cool. I also like that it looks like a lightsaber. I feel like you'd... and I did mention someone in the chat, they said, or I did see someone in the chat, that there was an umbrella just like this in Blade Runner. So we're in the future where you can just buy these umbrellas easy. And that's what they predicted in Hollywood back in the day, Blade Runner.
That's right. Empty Pocket says, this is a stick-up. Give me your umbrella.
Looks expensive. It's only $12. It didn't tell a con. Swear.
And in that case, keep the umbrella. Give me your wallet.
Exactly. With that, let's move on to...
You don't need it, but you might want it at Chad's Crappy Corner. Get it?
Oh man, there's a lot to grab with this one. There's so much stuff.
Wow.
Okie dokie, we're doing expensive
Wow.
gadgets.
I'm anxious to see this.
They have cheap versions. I recorded a video earlier, so let's jump into it. Hey Diggity, so we are here with another version of a cheap gadget that is replacing an expensive gadget. And today we have the Titan Super Massager. So this is a version of a Theragun. So here is, this is just one of many that is being sold. Theragun. This one cost $300, but there's a whole bunch of these types of devices. And as you can see, they're all pretty expensive. Now, I don't own one, but my gym does. So I went to my gym to test out the real version of this. So I'm at my local gym, and they have a Theragun. I wouldn't call it a knockoff. This is actually really good. It's Hyper Ice. So I just wanted to test this one real quick to see kind of what the real thing is like. So it has 1, 2, and 3. And at 1, let's go back to 1. You'll notice that as I hit muscle, I can push as hard as I possibly can, which is what I'm doing right here. And it doesn't really slow down. And obviously, you would use this wherever you're feeling sore. And one thing that I noticed with this is that it seems to speed up the more pressure that you put on it. So it'll actually go faster the harder that you press on it. So that's a real version of one of these machines. So let's go check out the Five Below version. And I got it out and realized that I hadn't charged it. So I've spent the last hour and a half charging it so we can do the rest of the review live. So here is what the case looks like. It comes with a really nice case. Inside there's just kind of the protective cover you discard later. But inside, there is a whole bunch of different attachments. Some of these, I feel like it would be murder to use. I mean, that just looks, that looks scary. But you have paddles and prongs and that sort of stuff to really dig into muscle. The most popular one that I've seen on almost all of them is this type of foam ball, this sphere here. So on the back is where you have your power button, and it goes 1, 2, and 3. And then underneath that is where the charging port is, and that is a micro USB. So a little bit old school. So I've actually used one of these before. I actually owned this from Five Below. Spoiler alert, I donated it. I got rid of it. So you can kind of guess where I'm going with this. It didn't work out for me, but we'll show it off. So slowest setting, and it's kind of hard to tell in the video that I recorded at my gym, is that it's pulsing so fast that it doesn't really look like anything on the camera. But we'll try it here. And so if I press it into that same sort of muscle and then press really hard, because you're trying to, really get pressure on there, I can stop.
Oh, yeah.
I can just stop it. So here, let me go to cut to the other thing here. So, making it work, and I can just make it stop because me pushing on it is just enough to cause it to not go anymore. Full speed, this is the highest setting. It's a little bit harder, but I can still push hard enough just to get it to stop working. So I wasn't able to because it's not powerful enough to keep pushing through your pressure. I didn't find that it was actually useful in actually digging down deep into the muscle and really, working those muscles to get the type of therapy that you want from it. Now, if you are light-handed and you really want, and a smaller amount of pressure is fine, this will work. But even when I'm trying to be kind of light with it and kind of give it the benefit of the doubt, it just wasn't.
Can it make
working
your voice? Can it make your voice
Let's
funny?
try. So here we go. This is me trying to make it do the same thing that the gym one did. But I'm really needing to ride it to make sure that I'm not putting too much pressure on it. So even though it is so much less expensive than the $300 version, I'm just worried that it wouldn't do what you need it to do.
I don't think you mentioned the price.
So $25. Sorry, $25 for this versus obviously the $300 for the Theragun or around that, and then the one that was at my gym, it was about $250 for that. Nick with a C is saying Ali Spagnola, who's a friend of the show, an old friend of mine, did a review of a ton of these things. Apparently, holy moly! I'm looking at her video now. How many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's like so many of these things. I would definitely be interested in this to see if any of them held up to what one of these are do. It makes me think that it's actually a little bit more difficult to make this type of gadget than it would seem. 'Cause you look at it and you're like, $300 for something that punches you a bunch of times? That doesn't seem worth it at all. But I guess it's a little bit more difficult than you'd think. So there you go. If you want to get this, the best place that I found was online. I went to a few Five Belows and I wasn't able to find it in store anymore. So search for the Titan massage gun, Five Below, and you'll be able to find it that way. Or of course you can head to the link that we have on our website. And so there it is, the Titan Super Massager set with 6 attachments. It's so funny because with the carrying case and the attachments and everything, man, it seems like you get a lot for your $25.
Yeah.
I just wish that it worked a little bit better and actually got the job done. So there you go. The Titan Super Massager from Five Below. That is the last of the expensive gadgets that have cheap alternatives. That was a fun.
I have a quick question about your gym. Are all the instructors at your gym dogs?
Yes, every single one. They bark at you. If you
I think that's great. I noticed it was a boxer, so that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's you got to work on
your training partner. It's your training partner.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, my gym is dog friendly, so there's
that's great.
There's 2 gym dogs. Yeah, that was Odin the dog, and there's also Ginger.
And he obviously he didn't. Charlie would have leaped when that thing started making a racket. He's seen it all.
Yes, those dogs were raised in the gym, and they're very smart too. Because you'd think when someone's doing like a crazy deadlift or something, you'd have to worry about the dogs. But they know where they're allowed to be and where they should not be. So
that's good.
So, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I love my gym. So that is it. Check out that video from Ali Spagnola because that's I want to go watch that later. If you're looking for a budget massage gun, basically.
Yeah, send me a link to that, and I'll put it in the show notes for the website.
Perfect. Okie dokie. Now let's move on to Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
They're geeky and they're goofy, together they are loopy. When gadgets pass away, he takes them out to play in Dick's Gadget Warehouse. Foghorn.
Okay, so another fun time because Paul Kober is in the chat room, And Paul writes, hello, Dick and Chad. This is my first Gadget Warehouse video. It's my gadget for warming hot dogs and buns. I saw your reviews of Nostalgia Retro Pop-Up Hot Dog Toaster, which we did in episodes 1376 and 1738, and I knew I had something better.
Oh.
So here's Paul's video.
Hi, Dickie D and Chad. This is Paul, also known as Paul CG in the chat room. Today I thought I'd show you a gadget that I like to use called the Sunbeam Coney Island Steamer for Frank and Bun. I know in the past you showed a hot dog and bun warmer, although in the case of the bun it might be a burner. But this is my gadget for heating up hot dogs and buns. Consists of 3 pieces: top, the tray,
So old school. Holy
Yes.
moly.
the bottom
it is old.
section, which heats up the water. So I'm going to get it started here by pouring some water in.
Oh, it steams? Oh, that
Yes.
actually, that's probably great. To be honest, that'll
you
probably
put
taste
The
awesome.
tray on top,
I guess that makes sense. It's in the name.
your hot dog, or in this case, chicken sausage from Trader Joe's. And then on top of that, you put the lid. Notice there's slots in the lid to let the steam through. And finally, your hot dog bun. Sort of open it up to let the steam get out and into the bun.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm going to plug it in. Once I plug it in, it takes a little while for it to start steaming. It's got to heat the water up in the bottom first.
It's like a mini.
Okay,
Kettle.
the water is boiling
Yeah.
now, and it may not be easy to see, but the steam is coming up through the slots in the top of the lid, and so the bun is starting to heat. And I like to let it go for a little while, make sure the bun is nice and hot before I take it off. Okay, it's been steaming for several minutes now. And I'm pretty sure the sausage is hot as well as the bun. I've been checking it. It looks nice. It feels nice and soft now.
It's kind of funny
I'm
that they
gonna
don't.
unplug it and plate it up.
No automatic timer.
So I
Yes.
Cook
removed
it.
the bun and the hot dog from the steamer. The bun is nice and soft
looks
and hot,
great.
so I gotta be careful with it. And the hot dog is heated through, so I've spread some mustard and homemade sauerkraut on it, and I'm gonna
Wow,
go off
homemade.
and enjoy it shortly. But I just thought I'd tell you that the first one of these I bought was more than 30 years ago, and I tossed
wow.
it at the time. And about 10 years ago, I decided I'd like to try it again. So I looked on eBay and found a few for sale. And so I bought a couple here and there. I checked recently, and there's not very many there for sale anymore. I don't know if it's just a lull or what. But anyway, you can find them on eBay. It's not being made anymore. And I am off to enjoy my hot dog. I'll see you later on the show.
Man, that
He
is.
has a little quickie thing he adds.
P.S. You can put the top and the tray in the dishwasher, but not the bottom. You have to wash it very, very carefully, which is a disadvantage, but I get through it.
I get through it. Oh, man. That is
so
awesome.
now, Scooter X, who normally finds bargains,
Yeah.
found 2. One for $50.
Yep.
And
Forget
one
about
for-
NFTs. Invest in vintage hot dog.
Yes. he
Coney
found
Island
another
steamers.
one, $65.
Yeah. Man. This seems like
plus
something
Yes.
that it could easily come back. I'm surprised that there's not a as seen on TV.
Yes.
Do you
No,
want
you're-
your hot dogs just like they have at the fair? Using steam technology. This seems so and then you just have presets too. You just hit it.
Yeah.
That seems
Hot bun steam technology.
Exactly. Hot water
Yeah.
technology. This seems like it is rife for a comeback. This is the Kickstarter we have to start. Dickie.
Oh,
We're
there you
always
go. There you go.
Looking for that new idea. We just have to look for an old idea that we can steal and then make new.
Well, it's more than 30 years. Paul bought his first one more than 30 years ago. I'm sure any patent has probably lapsed.
Vintage 1978. Island.
Wow.
This is almost as old as the episode number we're on.
Yes, that's right.
Also, it just seems so much. It seems ripe for innovation because why one at a time? And also, you got to know when your food is finished.
Yeah.
That's not how modern technology works. They tell me when it's done.
The Kickstarter thing will start with this, and then we'll say, but we have the half dozen.
Exactly.
Do 6 at a time, and then if that's a success, we'll do the family dozen.
Right.
Does a dozen franks, a dozen buns?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's
and a
perfect.
timer tells you when it's done.
Yeah. I like it. Or maybe, if we hit our milestones, if we get funded, we'll do the dual version. You get 2 at a time. And then we get double funded, moves up.
Right. And then next year we'll do the Wi-Fi version.
So this Marsworm links something that I have seen before. In fact,
that's what we showed on it.
Right. We showed this
what
before.
Paul was referring to.
Right. And so that just uses old-fashioned toaster technology.
Yeah, exactly. And what I found is you had your choice of underdone hot dogs and nicely done buns, or burned hot dogs, and it was hard to get a match.
Right.
Because it did them both at the same time.
And when I search Steam hot dog machine, it's like industrial level.
Yeah.
There's not much here. Nostalgia, extra dinner, large steamer, 20 hot dogs and 6 buns. Why would you have 20 hot dogs and only 6 buns? That makes no sense. Who is doing this? Here's another hot dog steamer, $300. Holy
wow.
Yeah. So there's a market. I'm telling you, this is an underserved market. We can hit this market
that we can serve.
We just got to write up a business plan and get some investors. That's it. Awesome. Great video, Paul. Thank you so much.
Paul, that was great. So, Paul, I'm going to send you, if you didn't already, just email me your address. I don't know what I did with it, but you'll get the April issue of Mad Magazine. And we're always looking for new videos. This is great. Okay. We love it when we get a video from a first-time sender-inner. Okay. Yeah. And especially that was great to have such an old-fashioned gadget that still works, and Sunbeam's still around. So make a little video, 1 to 3 minutes, put it up on YouTube, and you can click, there's a drop-down menu when you upload, and click Unlisted, and then get the URL from YouTube and email that to us, mail@gizwiz.tv. And it's anything to do with a gadget. And next week we have a gadget that one of our viewers, who is always on the show, whose name I'm blocking out at this moment, Chad, who's our friend in the chat room. Let me look up real quick. We're both.
I don't know.
Sends in videos where every single scene is something different.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God! How come
we're both blanking at the same time?
Okay. It'll come up by the end of the room. The end of the show, because he's in the chat room.
Yes.
Anyway,
Buddy Yates.
Buddy Yates. Correct. Buddy actually did a neat installation of a gadget, and we'll do that on the next show. But we need more gadgets. Mail@gizwiz.tv.
Man, please don't ask me any other hard questions. With that, let's move on to the letter.
Become the letters, your lovely letters. Become the Giz Wiz letters now.
I'm gonna blame the Corbell. That's on.
Oh,
that.
yeah, okay. On yeah,
Right.
blacking out. Okay, and I can blame senior moment. So we both have very valid excuses.
I think it was your ginger ale. Actually, I think that was getting to you.
Gary Spadoni writes, Dick and Chad. I don't know if this qualifies as a gadget, but it's a lot of fun, especially if you love radio like I do. It's an app called Radio Garden. When you open it, and all you do, Chad, just type Radio Garden in Google. When you open it, it seeds a globe with thousands of green dots. Each dot represents a radio station. And when you move your cursor over the dot, that radio station will start to play.
Whoa!
Welcome to see you.
Holy moly! I don't know if I like that. Wait a second. Okay, wait. I'm turning this down because I'm afraid of copyright.
Oh, yes.
But that is cool. Whoops.
Isn't that
Get out
neat?
of there. That is neat.
And you can select radio stations from anywhere in the world.
What is Franklin, Illinois playing?
Indiana, I think.
Oh, Indiana. You're right. That's what
think.
that is. Illinois. Yeah. That's Florida. Wait, I can go to international. Oh, I can go to what?
There you go.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Here.
Que hizo la prueba de matemáticas durante esta semana y que sacó. ¿Qué nota o sí?
This is awesome. I could learn Spanish just by listening to some Mexican radio stations.
At Frostbank, we believe young people.
What the heck?
Look at the.
That's not what I want. I wanted
Wait a minute.
Spanish. There we go. Wow, that's crazy.
Isn't that neat?
That is neat. What's happening in Antarctica? No, nothing. Okay.
No, they're frozen.
Yeah. Man, that is way cool.
Gary, that is a real find.
It's radio.garden.
Again, just type Radio Garden in and
Or New
start
Zealand.
moving around the world.
That is so cool. Oh, station is unavailable. So choose a new one.
Auckland.
Okie dokie. That is cool.
That's really neat. Gary, thank you so much.
Very,
That
very
is
cool.
really a great find.
Yeah, that is neat.
The world we live in is just absolutely amazing.
Have you seen? So that whole thing reminds me of Starlink. And there is a map. Let me see if I can find this. Here it is. Very similar. This is a map that shows all of the Starlink satellites that are overhead right now. So you zoom in and they are moving, so you can actually see, these guys are actually
look at that.
updating. This is real time. And so this is from a new launch right here, these lines right here. So I could click one and it'll tell you. This is launched January 19th, 2022. Its name, Starlink 3356. So you can just click another random one. Let's go over here. There we go. This one was launched May 2021. Starlink 2717. Isn't that cool?
And what are they carrying?
So Starlink is Elon Musk's and SpaceX's.
Oh, okay. I knew the name sounded familiar.
Yeah, so this is their internet everywhere deployment or situation thing. And so the way that they are making satellite internet better is that they are having thousands, as you can see, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of little satellites that are really low in the Earth's atmosphere. So one of the cool things on this website is you can switch between different satellites. So I can look at GPS. So let's look at where GPS is, and you do that. And you can tell the GPS satellites are so far away from the Earth. And then I go back to Starlink, and these satellites are like right on the surface.
Oh my gosh.
Right? And so because they're so low in the atmosphere, relative, the delay isn't as bad as normal internet satellites. Now, the issue is that when they're close to the Earth like that, the amount of Earth that they can cover is reduced. So if it's higher up in the atmosphere, it can, think of it as like an angle of vision, right? If I can see this much and I'm this close, well, that's much smaller of an area. Where you move forward, the cone gets wider, or further away, the cone gets wider, but now you're further away. So they're really close to the surface, but you need thousands upon thousands of them because they're that close. And
well, down at the marina, I know Eddie Bacon was climbing the mast of his sailboat, got hit in the head with one of them.
Exactly. That feels how low they are.
Very, very, yeah.
And so right now, the way they work is the internet gets beamed up to them, and then they beam it back down to these base stations. So see this Oklahoma, base station. That's actually on the ground, not in the air. And so that's how you get coverage. But in the future, what they want to do is using lasers, they can shoot between themselves. So instead of going to a base station, they can shoot, one satellite or this satellite or that satellite over there. And now you have a grid that would connect, say, Europe and America together. They're not there yet. They don't have that set up and working. But yeah, so this is the coverage map. But if that's true, you could be in the middle of the ocean and have pretty fast internet. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that I wasn't even on the screen. But you can have pretty fast internet in the middle of the ocean if they can create like a grid and shoot the internet all around.
That's great.
Yeah, that's anyway. That map
and
from before.
You call and you say, my signal is terrible. And they said, well, are you in the middle of the ocean? That's where the signal.
Yeah.
Just go out to the middle of the ocean. You'll have all the reception you need.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a city. No. We don't serve you.
We don't do this. We don't need no stinking city.
No, we do trade winds only. Sorry, that's what we do. So yeah, I think Martron shared that there in the chat. Yeah, that's the same website. Okay, thank you so much for sending that in, Gary, that letter. Also, thank you to our patrons over at patreon.com/Giz Wiz, or you can head on over to gizwiz.tv and click on the Patreon tab to find that Patreon page. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for supporting the show. We haven't had ads on this show in years, and it's because of you guys. Thank you guys so much over at the Patreon. So if you like the show, please consider giving back over at patreon.com/GizWiz. If you don't want to give via Patreon or want to give via PayPal, we do have a few people who do that. You can give over at gizwiz.tv and click on the Patreon tab, and then there's a PayPal link on that webpage. However you give, thank you so much for supporting the Giz Wiz. Speaking of gizwiz.tv, that's where you can watch the show live just about every Thursday. We do have a schedule change tomorrow as you're watching the show live. We will be live once again on Friday to record next week's show. After that, we'll be back at Thursdays, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern Time. If you want to watch the show live, just head on over to our website and the main page will update around the time. Just refresh it if it's not already updated for you. And you can watch along, join the chat room to chat with all the wonderful folks. They're great. I love hanging out with the chat room, so thanks for being here. If you don't catch the show live, all of our episodes are there on our website, or if you have a podcatcher, Apple Podcast, YouTube, all that stuff, you can catch it all there. Head on over to gizwiz.biz. That's Dickie D's website where he writes up articles about all of the gadgets that we cover. If you want to find a link or a nice description about the gadgets, then head on over to gizwiz.biz. While you're there, play What the Heck Is It? It's a game show online. We're gonna get to figure this out. In fact, next episode, I can't even shout it out. We're recording it before it'll be revealed, but it'll be published after it has been revealed. So this is really your last moments if you are watching the show to get a guessin'. So go over to gizwiz.biz and get a guessin'. This is obvious to me that these are plant speakers. If your plants are feeling down and they need to, get out and do a jig, you just put these in your garden and then your plants can listen to music at all times of the day. Your neighbors might not like it, but the plants will. If you think you know what this is, get a guess. And there are 6 Mad magazines for correct answers and 12 Mad magazines for funny, clever, hilarious, or interesting answers. So get a guessin' over at gizwiz.biz. I think that wraps it up for our show. If you are watching live, head on over to the Patreon, and you're a Patreon subscriber, head on over there and vote for next month's Crappy Corner. I'm gonna have to buy that within 24 hours. So go ahead and get a guessing on that poll to help me out. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
I'll be here.